Alright guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be putting on our Whiteline springs. So you see the model there. So super excited. It's going to drop the car about 0.8 of an inch. I believe that's 20 millimeters, something along those lines. So yeah, so I am going to be putting those in. Alright, let's see. So this wheel gap, let's just go from the outer fender here to pretty much the top of the tire is, you got 2 inches. So you got a 2-inch wheel gap. So let's see if that drops that by about an inch. Alright guys, just to show you. Hello. So yeah, so I cracked the wheels when it was still on the ground, of course, but got it all jacked up. Remove the wheels. You got your camber bolt, you got your strut bolt, and yeah, we're going to be taking that piece out. That way we can swap out those springs. Some pieces you're going to need. So you're going to need I believe, a 19, 17, 14, 12 socket, possibly a breaker bar. But the real essentials that you're going to need when it comes to taking off the spring, so you're going to need a pass-through ratchet, and then you are going to need a 5mm Allen key. I'll show you when I get to that point how to do it. And then also too, so I have whiteout. I'm going to actually mark the camber bolt, that way I can get it as close as possible back to where it was. Considering I'm not going to be able to get an alignment tomorrow, Sunday, so can't get an alignment, but Monday morning I'll be dropping my car off. So alright guys, so just so you see, so I removed this brake line clip, I removed this brake line in general. I just put the bolt back into place. That was a 12, yeah, so now I'm going to go up top and loosen everything up here. But I'm not going to fully remove one of the bolts because I wanted to support it, because I'm doing this by myself. And then also too, obviously I'm going to be removing the lower control arm bolt, or I'm sorry, the camber bolt, and the lower mounting bolt as well too. So also what I did, just marking more, just to make sure I want to put it back the exact way. So on the top I put a little white dot with that whiteout. That way I know which one is the front to go back up top. So now I'm going to get to removing the springs and throwing on the new ones, and also to cleaning everything up under here. So stay tuned guys. Alright, here you go guys. So just so you can see, no real difference in springs. This one does have like a rubber coating around it, so I'm hoping that we don't get squeaks. But everybody speaks really highly of Whiteline, so it should be fine. But yeah, pretty simple. You might want to invest in some of these. They're like, I don't even know, $25 on eBay or on Amazon. Super cheap. Makes life a lot easier, less dangerous, so the spring doesn't explode at you. And then also too, something that I want to point out is, so on the stock strut, so this cap right here is slanted. You want to make sure it matches up, the slant matches up with the slant in the bottom piece here. Actually, might be able to show you better right here. So I'm holding this straight, but I don't know if you can see, so that has like a little bit of a rise, and so does this side here. So just make sure they match up, because this piece does not spin. Only this top hat does here, so you want to make sure everything's put back the right way. So other than that, let me put the springs on and I'll get back to installing. Alright guys, so got everything torqued down. You're torquing down these top ones to 15 pounds. You are torquing down the brake line to 23. The camber bolt, make sure it lines up. So hopefully it's not too off, but you're torquing that down to 41 foot-pounds, and then the bolt on the bottom is 114. My torque wrench only goes to, I think, like 85, so I just put a little bit more muscle into it. But yeah, so there's the springs. I'm gonna install the other side, and then I'll also get a video for you guys on the back. So, and then we'll see how much the car drops and what it feels like and such. Also too, what I did was I used my jack to help pick the arm back up. Kind of hard when you're by yourself, so yeah, did that, made a huge difference. So let me throw the tire back on here and then install the other side. All right guys, so I got the rear tires off. What we're going to be doing first is, so we want to remove this bolt, the end link bolt, and then this one as well too. I'm pretty sure the two ends are 17, and then the end link might also actually be 17. I think stock might be smaller, but yeah, so we're going to do that to both sides. On this side here, there's the bolt holding the strut, my end link. Here's the one for the brace, and then also too I want to remove, so this one, I think this is the headlight adjuster, something along those lines. But I'm gonna need to remove that as well too, because we need to drop the control arms. Alright guys, so after loosening up everything below, you're just gonna pull those control arms down, and that'll separate everything from the end links and from the jeez, can't even think what I'm doing right now, but from the springs and such. Yeah, and then go through your trunk, remove the liner on the side. There's 5 little pop clips. You got to remove this piece here first, and then there will be 2 bolts, one here and one there, and then same thing. So I took this bolt completely off, and then I came around through the back here and then took that second bolt completely off, while I was able to hold the strut underneath here. So once you do that, they're super light, so pretty easy to get out. Once you do that, obviously take everything apart like you did with the fronts. This does have a 5mm Allen key, where the fronts have a 6. But take everything apart, and then you have your bump stops. I think, because I'm lowering the car, I am going to trim off just the bottom, from the top part of the bottom bump. You know, the car is lowering almost an inch, so I'm going to take it off almost an inch. There are no bump stops in the front. They're just in the rear, but I think I'm just going to do it. It just sounds right to me. But anyway, so you can see the difference. Here are the Whiteline springs, and then there is your stock. So you can actually see a little bit of a difference on this one, whereas the front, not so much. So, but I'm just gonna, I guess I'm gonna go with like a razor blade and remove that. If not, I'll just take out my Dremel, clean everything up, and then put the springs on and button it up. So yeah, not too bad, pretty straightforward. Just take your time. Alright guys, just so you could see, these are the bump stops that I cut off. So literally just the top, or well, it's the bottom section, but the top of the bottom section. So you can see there's still, I don't know, kind of a glare. Let me, there you go. So you could see there is a little lip going up. So it was at the highest point of that bottom section. And to be perfectly honest, what I used was Cutco scissors. I know there's a lot of Cutcos out there. I used to sell them when I was a little kid, but yeah, man, Cutco scissors, man, they cut everything. All right, guys, so real quick before it starts raining. So no drastic difference in just the look, really, if when you kind of stand back, but I notice a big difference. And so we can see here, so I'll do that little tape measure test I did before. So yeah, you are looking at, from the top of the tire, just over a 1-inch clearance now. So it has dropped an inch all the way around. Uh-oh, here comes the rain. And pretty much same thing in the back. So off to get an alignment, and yeah, it'll go from there. So like I said, I can definitely tell a difference once I put on my rims and such. Yeah, I'm super excited for what it's gonna look like. So right, guys? Yeah. All right, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your day.